Hello, welcome to Bob's Dungeon. My name's Bob, I'll be your host. Welcome to the June storm. This month we're going to be doing several videos with a theme. That theme for this month is going to be the worst things I've ever seen happen in tabletop role-playing games. I'll be doing some other videos with my normalish type of content. But the bulk of the videos this month, at least 5 of them, should be this kind of thing. And with each video, I'll tell a different story, and the stories are going to get worse as we go along. This is the first, so it's not that bad, but it can be pretty bad. So let's get started. The story takes place about 20 or so years ago. I was running an all-flesh must-be-eaten game, and I was supposed to have a bunch of players play, but life got in the way. Some of them had to go to work, others had some family stuff come up. In the end, I wound up with 2 players, which is alright. So we were playing the game, and the story I had set up for it was using one of the worlds in hell, which is the scenarios that they give you in the All Flesh Must Be Eaten books. And the scenario that I was using, it is a pretty neat setup. The players went with a group up into the mountains to stay in a commune when the zombie outbreak thing started happening. And now it's a year or 2 later that they've had no contact with the outside world, have no idea what's going on outside of their commune, and their supplies are running dangerously low. So they decide to send the player characters down into the city and bring back word of what's going on and some much needed supplies. So what they do is they take one of the school buses that they used to bring them all up into the mountains, and they reinforce the windows with bars. They reinforce that weird door on the side so the zombies can't force it open and come in. And they rip out most of the seats in the back so they have all this open space to put a bunch of supplies in. So they go down out of the mountains into the city, and the first place they go is Walmart. You always hear everybody say, when the zombie apocalypse happens, I'm going to Walmart. Well, truth be told, that's a bad idea. You can say I can bolt myself in and have all the supplies I need. You and about several thousand other people are going with that same idea. So you're going to have to fight them, decide who gets to stay out and be zombie chow, and who actually gets to be locked in. Not counting the fact that the zombies can bust down those windows in front, you'll have to find a way to reinforce them. And it's a mess. There's a lot more ways they can get in too, through the loading doors in the back and other stuff. And then you'll have to fight new people showing up that are going to try to break in. Walmart's a bad scene. Don't go there. But it's already happened, so the players go there, and they see that the place has got a lot of zombies. And they figure they can get a couple of runs out of it before they have to move on. So they wind up running in and out, bringing supplies about 3 times. After the 3rd time, more zombies have shown up. They're all riled up. And they decide they can't do it again. So they're going to go somewhere else and then come back later when things settle down. But then zombies start overrunning the bus. So the driver steps on the gas and is just flooring it. And he's going like 50 miles an hour, hairpin turns, pulling off stunts, trying to get away from the zombies. And that's when it happens. The player that's not driving the bus tells the player that's driving the bus, you can't do that. And they say, yes, I can. So they start arguing at this point about what a bus can and cannot do. One player is saying, you can't go that fast and make a hairpin turn without flipping the bus. The other player is saying, yes, I can. I've seen a bus driver do it. No, you haven't. Yes, I have. Blah, blah, blah. and they just keep arguing about what a bus can and cannot do. So as Game Master, I told them that it really doesn't matter what a bus can or cannot do. It's not that important to this overall game. So let's just continue. And they were like, okay. And as soon as I started to tell them what happens next, they start arguing about the bus again. You can't do that in the bus. Yes, I can. So I tell them, look, I've made a Game Master decision. The bus can do it. It doesn't matter if it can or cannot in real life. For this scenario, it can. We're moving on with the game. And I start to tell them what happens next, and they start ignoring me completely at this point and just keep arguing about the school bus. Clearly, the two of them came to the table with the intention of arguing with one another instead of playing the game. There's nothing more frustrating for a Game Master than to put up with that. So I ended the game, and we never came back to it. And because of that game, to this day, I have vowed never, ever, ever to use a school bus in a game ever again. I don't care how hard you look, you are not going to find a school bus in one of my games. So anyway, sometimes inner fighting in your group is not a bad thing. When it's character versus character. And that's not always good, but it's not always bad either. Sometimes it can bring some much needed elements of drama to your game. Other times it's just one player using his character to be a jerk to the other. But when it's player versus player outside of character, it is always a game ender. It's never a good thing. It never brings anything good to the table. So, thank you for listening to my rambling story. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think about how bad it is, because from here, the stories are just going to get worse. And if you're a creator, you want to do your own for the June Storm, go right ahead. It is good to hear about other game masters and so forth and the troubles they have. So thank you for joining me for my rambling story, and hopefully you'll join me next time where we'll talk about something else. Bye.